Hey everyone, today I'm going to preface the video with we messed up. So, as you can see, we've already started putting the bearings on. I went to go put them onto the frame. There was just not enough room, so the upper bearings were kind of coming off at like around about here. This bearing here is press fit on, so we've kind of bashed it into place. We being me and my dad, because obviously I'm not physically strong enough to get that on there. Measured up and everything, it should have fit, but I didn't take into consideration the outer bearings and how much that would add to the bottom and the top here of the length. So we've now got a bearing on here that we can't get off, yet the stem itself is too short to fit into the bike. Yeah, big mess up there. Not so big, I mean really it's a 20 quid bearing. It's really not a big deal, but it's just the time and the effort, you know. I was so close to getting it all on and now I can't get it on. I'm a little bit upset, but it's fine. I'll order a new bearing and we'll do it another day. It's just I'm trying to get the forks done so I can do other things like the mudguard and the sissy bar and the tank. It's all waiting for me to get the forks on. So yeah, a little bit frustrating, but that is what it is. Thought we had it in the bag, but it's already pretty late in the evening. It's 7 o'clock here now. Shops are shut. Sun's going down. We're not going to be able to do any more to it now. Might as well sleep on it. If we think of an idea to get it off between then and tomorrow morning, that's fine. If not, probably going to go to a shop tomorrow morning, get a new bearing and cut these ones off, which is annoying, but hey ho. Forgot to video the assembly of the springer forks, but to be honest, it wasn't that interesting and it was just me swearing over and over and over again at myself until my dad came in and did it, because I couldn't put it. I couldn't these springs, I can't compress these springs by myself, and I was all, I'm gonna do it myself, I'm gonna get it on myself. It wasn't happening, girl, it wasn't happening. But for now I'm gonna call it a day. I didn't even take any videos of me putting this bearing on or any of the greasing or putting the forks together or checking if it fit the bike. So really pointless 10-second introduction to tell you nothing worked today. But we'll come at you tomorrow or the next day with some good stuff. It's been another unsuccessful day in the garage. We did manage to get the springers on. There was a lot of issue inside the stem where someone has already been in there with a grinder or something and really busted up the inside of the stem, so getting out the old ones. You alright, Dad? Ow. Someone had already been inside the stem with a grinder or something and completely busted up the inside, so punching out the outer bearings. Do you fucking mind? Punching out the outer bearings was a real pain, and then even putting in the new ones was really annoying, even after we tried to clean it out as best as we could. But it's on now. That was meant to be really simple. I was meant to be able to do that by myself, just putting in the top bearing and then the bottom bearing and then just sliding the forks through and locking it in. It shouldn't have been as difficult as it was. Second part is the wheels don't fit in the springer, and that's not a measurement fault. It should have fit, and we also checked with the company we brought the axle and the brakes and the wheel from, that all these components would fit together within the space we had, and they said yeah, that's fine, that'll fly. Doesn't. it's not really that much of a big deal. We just need to go buy different washers. So this isn't an order, but all of this was meant to fit in alongside a spacer on the other side, but it's too much. But we're only a couple of millimeters off. We're about 3, so this washer here we could probably get a different one, and this washer here possibly be able to get a smaller one, a thinner one even, and might be able to make it fit. And then obviously we're going to have to find a spacer on this side as well. Yeah, today was a bit of a mistake. Don't really know what else to say about it other than that. Last time I was in the shed, I was saying that we were having issues with the measurements on the wheel. At the time, I thought maybe I could possibly just shimmy down these steel spaces here, make them a bit smaller, and it'll be fine. I don't think that is the case. The problem is obviously too small, but this caliper, which is attached like so, this has to be what I measured 0.7 millimeters away from the hub so that it can fit the disc smoothly over that. It has to be 0.7 millimeters. That is just a fixed number. I can't change that, because any movement left or right is going to mean it's going to start catching on the disc even without the brakes applied. When I measured out, so the hub itself on, oh gosh, the hub itself takes about 16.5 millimeters. That leaves us 4.4 millimeters left for either side. Ensuring that the wheel is as central as possible, you divide that by 2. So I've only got 2.2 millimeters of space to use for this brake caliper. Brake caliper itself is 1.5. The space I need in between the brake caliper and the disc, 0.7. That together makes the 2.2. That goes that way. So that has already taken up all the space that I have left over. And I obviously still need to put this washer here, another washer here, and then these two at the beginning of the axle. The only solution I can think of really is new brake set. I physically can't fit all these washers in. I mean, I don't know for sure if these are all necessary, but I'm not going to cut corners to be able to get this to fit. Simple as that, really. So the only thing I can think of is I get a set that is smaller. I don't really feel comfortable cutting this down in here. I don't know how. I mean, it's pretty heavy. It probably would still be quite sturdy. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't want to go messing around with my brakes. That is one of the most important parts of the bike. Either a new brake set, or I'm just going to have to buy a new wheel, which is a shame. I really like that wheel, so I'm hoping that I can find a brake set that takes up less room, that will fit on this spindle and also be big enough to go round this disc. I know once I work this all out it's going to be 100% worth it. I'm going to have the Springer forks and the chunky wheel that I really want, but I'm just going to have to compromise my sanity in the meantime because there is no way this is working without me using my brain a little bit. I'm sorry I've been so glum the past few videos and few days that have gone by doing this front end, but as you can see here, I managed to fit the disc and the brake set and everything all together on the wheel and forks, which is fantastic. I don't know if you can see that little setup there with all the different spaces that we ended up using. If I take you to the other side, it's all fit on there really snug. Now I can show you how the bike looks. You have it, that is the spring forks. I'm not really sure how I feel about these risers. I'm not particularly fond of them. Possibly we'll have to do another video for kind of like the cables and the handlebars, risers, etc, etc. I might do a completely separate video for that rather than adding on to this one. But that is front fork installation done. And for all that griping and moaning, I think it was definitely worth it in the end.